All right, what's up? What's up, you amazing, bold beauty bosses? I'm not sure if you heard of this group called TLC, but they had a song called I Ain't Too Proud to Beg. And let me tell you, your boy Wick is not too proud to beg, because I've been begging our guest today, Shon Griffin, to be interviewed. Shon, am I lying? Am I lying?
Yes, you're lying. You did not beg. You don't have.
What are you talking about? How long have, okay, beg might be a little bit of a strong word. How long have I been asking you, Shon, when can I interview? Shon, is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So potato, Shon, potato, right? But I could, and y'all, estheticians in this group, the reason I put these interviews together is I see certain estheticians doing a lot of things, in my opinion, correct. Meaning I see them making traction, and it's not just the fact that they're making the moves, but they're getting a certain result, and that result equals whether it's financial, whether it's social, whether it's helping others. Everybody has their own definition of success. But to me, I like to talk about money. I think money is a wonderful number that we can look at, because it not only talks about how well you're doing, but how you're able to contribute to others and things of that sort. So our guest today is Shon Griffin with Adore Me Dolls. Shon, first of all, thank you so much. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah. And y'all remember, the purpose of these is to help you, whoever's watching this, to help you get ideas, tricks, tactics. Shon's going to talk about her experience, what she's done, and out of that, maybe you'll feel a little bit of your story, maybe you'll get an idea or two and go from there. So Shon, tell me a little bit about your business, what inspired you. First of all, how long have you been an esthetician?
December will be 3 years. So it was December 2020 was when I got my building. I left school, graduated school in November, right around Thanksgiving, 2020. I went straight into a building, straight out of school from around Thanksgiving time to December. So 2020, around the holidays, that's going to be my 3-year mark.
Wow, you know, time flies. And the crazy part, that's like right when COVID is in there somewhere. Or
2020, yes.
Great year to be an esthetician, right? Yeah. It's like freaking go big or go home. Like, you know, talk about starting when it's tough. And what made you become an esthetician? I mean, why did you choose aesthetics?
I actually was going through a divorce. I was going through a divorce. I used to be a social worker. Mm-hmm. So I started off in social work in the homeless population. I started out with homeless people as a case manager. I did that for about 3-5 years. And going through my divorce, I lost my job. I started doing eyelash extensions. So I kind of put the cart before the horse. I took a training class to get certified in eyelash extensions. And I was doing that first from home, of course, illegally. So the lady who used to be my hairstylist, she was retiring from doing hair. She'd been doing hair for 25 years, and she told me she was opening a beauty school. I did not believe her. I'm like, this lady is crazy. She's like, I'm gonna open a school. I want you to come to my school so, you know, you can do lashes legally and you can like be in a salon, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, lady, if you open up a school, I'll come to it. So now I was her first esthetician student, and she's actually my mentor right now.
Very cool.
She's been my mentor ever since I came to her school.
You know what? Not all heroes wear capes, right? You don't know how things are going to work out sometimes, and sometimes things just fall in place, right?
Yes. So I think a big part of my success came from meeting her on the business end of things, because she owns 5 or 6 salons here in the school. Been in business over 25 years. Between meeting her and meeting you in this group, combining those two things together is really what helped me learn how to help myself.
And so much of it, Shon, like here, the information's out there, right? There's mentors out there. There's this group. There's other groups. There's a lot of stuff out there. It's just depending so much on you as a person, and are you willing to accept the information, right? It's like it's hard like that. But one thing, like for example, so everyone listening to this, so Shon, I'm looking at her Facebook page right now. She has 11,000 followers on her personal page. Her business got almost 2,000 likes, 2,000 plus followers, things of that sort. So Shon, let's get straight into it. One thing that I saw on your personal page, and this is something I've talked about forever, and people just call me stupid because they don't do it. But with your personal page, I can't tell the difference between your personal page and your business page. So why do you put so much of your business on your personal Facebook page? And has that helped, hurt you? You know, what's your logic for that?
It has not hurt me at all. It's helped me in two different ways. One way is because a lot of people get stuck in this, what do they call it? Imposter syndrome, or the thing where they start comparing themselves to people who are already established. So we want to start an Instagram page or a business page that's already set up really pretty, already established, almost like a professional page that's a professional has put together. We want our pages to look like that on day one. That's not going to happen. So, but if it does happen, if you do have enough money to hire somebody to do that, people won't trust you.
Right.
They're not going to trust them. This fly by night, this page, there's just everything looks perfect and just popped up out of nowhere. If people aren't able to see your growth, you have to work a little harder to get them to trust you. That's why I use my personal page to kind of build that trust there. The only difference between my personal and my business page is when I go on trips and stuff and I get drunk and different things like that. You'll see that on my personal page, but that only happens every once in a blue moon. But other than that, it helps me also to keep my personal self polished to a point where I can interchange them.
Yep.
I am the business. The business is me. Even though Adore Me Dolls is a separate entity with its own LLC and its own tax ID number, and they pay me a paycheck every week. I pay myself every week, yes. I still am the business. I'm the face behind it. For my first year, 2 years, I did not show my face on my business page. I let my business page be my business page. I let my personal page be my personal page and my business page. But for my first 2 years, people would come into my place and did not know who the owner was. They didn't know I was the owner. They thought I was just a regular worker until they got a chance to get to know me and know my work. And then I started showing my face.
So question, why weren't you showing your face before?
Because I did not want people to automatically judge me.
How so?
I've learned that when it comes to women, a women-dominated industry, we tend to judge each other very fast. We do it without even realizing we're doing it. Hair, the type of clothes we wear, the type of cars we drive, what schools our kids go to, like everything is a quick judgment. I use those same characteristics of how fast we judge each other in my salon too, and in my business. So as soon as you walk through my doors, all your senses are gonna go off. Smell. I have my Bath and Body Works plugins. Their smell is gonna go off. They're gonna be looking at certain things. They're gonna be looking at how clean it is, how fresh everything smells, how it's just an experience that I want to create from the time people walk in the door to the time after the service.
So question, Shon, and forgive me for interrupting you. So just to kind of take that step back. So before you were not showing, putting yourself on there, was it because you're self-conscious, or like meaning? Because it's one of my big complaints in the aesthetics industry is that you're not showing your face. You're not showing that I am the woman behind here. Because I think a lot of like me personally, I'm the same way. where I look at myself, I'm like, God dang, I'm weird looking, right? Or I'll hear my own voice and I'm like, I sound like that. And I'm so self-conscious of it that maybe I will take a step back and be like, I don't want to put my face out there. But you, like you mentioned, you are your business. They're gonna come and see you,
It comes a time where you have to be ready to feel like you're ready. It is like you said, self-conscious thing. When you are 100% confident in yourself and the business equally, then it'll all come together. Until then, I can't really, when I'm mentoring someone, I can't tell them to put your face out there in front of your business. They may not be ready for that yet.
So how did you get ready? Meaning, when you say when you're confident or when you're doing that, what brought you to that point, or what helped you get there where you're like, okay, world, I'm ready?
I think it just naturally happened over time. To be honest with you, one of the biggest reasons when my books start filling I didn't care anymore. I didn't care if I would lose 4 or 5 people here, or like the thought of someone unfollowing me or not coming to book with me wasn't gonna kill me or keep me up at night anymore.
Does that even happen? Meaning, who's gonna like if I see you, right? And even, and I've seen your videos. I've seen when you get tipsy or you're in Jamaica or Bahamas, wherever you go, right? Like I've seen those, and there's nothing, I will laugh, and I'm more like, you go girl, because you're you're doing you. You're not insulting me. You're not saying something weird. You're living your life. And to me, that's okay. But to me, honestly, if somebody unfollowed me based on how I looked or how I sounded, or they're judging me, I don't want that person as a client anyway. So thank you for unfollowing me, right?
Yes, yes, I agree. With social media, it's very hard to tackle some hurdles. Some we're just never going to get over. We have to get through it. We all have our way of coping to get through it. This was my way of coping to get through it. In the beginning, I wanted people to judge me just off my work without knowing who was behind the work. I literally wanted them to look at me for my work ethic, my building, my policies, my page I was creating. I want them to see all of that without knowing who was behind it. That was just my personal preference. I wanted that to be on Front Street, because I knew when I did put my face out there, my face would kind of take over. I have a dominant personality. So I knew when my personality would come out, it would take over everything. And in a good way though, to me. So, but I wasn't ready for that in the beginning.
So let me ask you a question then. So like, for example, in the beginning, you mentioned you wanted people to judge you for your work and, like you said, the building. And, I feel like so much of people, like, for example, a lot of people will follow me or other people I follow because I like their personality. I like how they talk. I like, I see that they are like me in some way, or we're struggling the same way. Yes. So how does that differ? So in the beginning, you're letting your work do the talking. Now it's you front and center. And like for example, me, I feel you're like gravity. Like I gravitate towards your personality because I just think you're a cool person. I'm like, man, she's fun and she's professional. But I feel in business, so many people will follow you because they just like you. Right. So has that helped you, or did
that has helped me.
They like you, or what's the deal?
I feel like I was pulling from 2 different parts. And that's why my pages are different, but at the same time, they can be the same in a lot of ways. I knew that my personal page would convert a lot of people who know me personally into business. I knew that my business page was just 99% of people on my business page are either clients, customers, or they want to be clients or customers. They're going to be clients or customers. Out of the 11K people that follow me on Facebook, I probably have like 10 people on that page that are my clients or customers. That's it. They are literally there just for my personality, and they're proud of me, and they know what I've done and blah, blah, blah. But maybe they don't get Brazilian waxes, or they don't use the type of product that I'm selling. So they're just there for that reason. They're there also for word of mouth. They're there also because as soon as someone says, we live in a smaller city and I could never find somebody who does sugar waxing, the first thing they're gonna do is send somebody to me word of mouth because they see it all over my page. They know exactly what I do, what I've been doing for 3 years. They will send somebody, and that is their job. I don't want them to spend money with me or turn them or convert them into somebody who gets Brazilian waxes. But when they are at work or at a family reunion or at a cookout and they hear a conversation about somebody who's looking for what I have, they'll always remember me. So many people do that. So that's why I use my personal page so much, is because I need those people to always, I need to always be in a little part of their head that they carry with me everywhere.
So like the number one service, what is it, the number one service you provide?
Brazilian waxing. I cut all other services off of my menu. And when I did that, I started making so much money.
Wait, what do you, Shon, but what do you mean? You don't offer tooth gems and teeth?
I don't offer, I used to, so when I first came in, I was doing waxing, hard wax, sugar waxing, and skincare. I have a $5,000 hydrofacial machine from Glowdar. I've used it 3 times, 2 times on myself. I've used it 3 times. Waxing literally took over my whole business, and I let it happen naturally that way. I did not try to balance both of them. I always tell people like this, you know how we turn on Netflix and we're trying to find something to watch, and then we get so overwhelmed with 1,000 different things, and like 30 minutes goes by and we're not watching anything yet. That's how people get lost on your booking site when you have a million different things. I need people to be directed to one place. I was good at everything, but now I'm an expert at this one thing. I can do this one thing to you, your wife, your grandma, people I've never met, anybody type, BBW, Black, white, Hispanic, anything. I am confident enough to wax somebody with my eyes closed. So that's how I want it to be. I would rather be that way about one thing than just be okay at 100 things. It really stops the confusion of people coming to my website, getting so overwhelmed, they don't know which direction to go in, and they just don't book anything. They can either get a wax or they can get a wax and a vagination. That's it.
No. And you know what? It's so interesting because when you look at business, almost every single part can be a different business. For example, sugar waxing could be one business. You know, skincare is almost like a completely different business. And when you're trying to do a lot, I feel a lot of estheticians are trying to do so different much that it's hard. Like, for example, you talked about word of mouth, that the people know exactly what you do.
Right.
And people are the best. They're walking, talking billboards. If they can't tell you if they can't tell others exactly what you do, it makes it hard for them to do that. And they're like, right.
And then the word of mouth works both ways too. And you have to think about, when I talked about your senses going off, your word of mouth could spread and they could be like, oh, well, she's in a stinky building. I don't know if it's mold or something in there, but every time I go into that building, it stinks. And that's how your word of mouth is spreading, because you're in a stinky building. Now, it defeats the whole purpose of what you want to do with word of mouth.
You don't want to be known as a stinky. Where is she located? Right. She's in the stinky building, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. One thing I have learned is we're animals. We have behavior patterns. If you can learn how to pick up on different patterns, I think that's what marketing is it not? Learning people's behaviors and how they shop. If you learn that a lot of people in social media land, on Instagram land, Facebook land, TikTok land, whatever, it's definitely TikTok. They want something to instantly gratify them within 15 seconds. I need you to wow me from the time I lay on this table to the time I get up. You're gonna get instant gratification from hair removal. It's there and then it's not. It's so easy to satisfy a person and give them that instant gratification. If I have to tell you to go home and do a skincare routine, and I have to tell you to buy these products, and I have to tell you to stay on it, do your work at home, do your homework, a lot of people are gonna fall off the wagon because they have to work towards the towards the goal at the very end. And I lost a lot of people in that translation. I've learned that my instant people, eyebrows, waxing, things that happen right then and there, before and after, that is my biggest market. That's where all my money comes in. That's what really makes the money.
No, 100%. That instant gratification, because somebody can instantly see before a Brazilian and after, right? It's not going to take 3 to 6 months of skincare to go, this. So that's absolutely important. So it sounds like a lot of your clients that you get now, what percentage of clients would you say that new clients that come in are word of mouth?
My biggest percentage of clients are going to be Instagram.
Okay.
Instagram, Google, then word of mouth. I can still function month-to-month basis, pay all of my bills without running any advertising, by just word of mouth. Profit is where my social media stuff comes in at. I didn't have a budget for advertising at first. I didn't even know I needed a budget for advertising at first. I always wanted something to make this easier. How was these estheticians in these different groups making 10K in a month, 20K in a month, whatever in a month? And I was like, how am I going to do that off of a service that is going to be a price point that's a little less than $100? How am I going to get to that volume in a month? So what I did was I put my prices at a certain price point, but I also have advertising on Instagram or Google, just running on autopilot. I know that I'm going to set between $300 and $500 a month on advertising, sponsored ads, either on Google or Instagram. I know that's going to yield me $10,000 a month, and I'm fine.
And you do your own ads, or do you hire somebody to do it?
I do my own.
Cool.
I haven't got to the point where I feel like I can't afford to do, like, I need an assistant. I don't feel like I'm that big yet. I don't feel like I'm big enough to hire nobody to do it. I'll just figure it out myself. And I've just been winging it for 3 years. I don't know.
You know what? Sounds like you can get pretty far by just winging it, right? Right. So here, this information is out to everybody, right, Shon? So much of a business is, I believe, it's like mental. Like a lot of us know what to do. Yeah. I feel a lot of estheticians just don't do it, whether it's discipline or whether it's doing the simple stuff. I mean, when you look at ads and running ads, how long did it take you to learn how to do that?
We have so much, like you said earlier, free stuff to our advantage. You have groups like this. There's so much good free information out there. You just have to grab it and use it. Instagram, people who are marketing people all over Instagram, people who are gurus and all these different followers, they give free information out. I give free information out. YouTube University. I went to YouTube University and clicked on a few ads and clicked on a few videos and read about or researched about how to do Instagram ads or what am I looking for. And I just went from there. It's not hard. I don't feel like it's hard. The hardest part is getting started. At first, my Instagram ads were not making much. I would put $30 here, $40 there, $50 here. Run this for 3 days, run that for 4 days, run this for 7 days, until I learned that in marketing, I think one of the rules is a person has to see something 7 or 8 times before they buy it. Mm-hmm. So the group of people that I need who Instagram found for me, because they don't follow me, they're finding people who don't follow you, when they are finding this group of people, they need to rerun and show that people your stuff on Instagram, on the Instagram story, on Facebook, on their Facebook story. They need to see it over and over and over about 7 or 8 times before they book an appointment with you.
Yeah.
So
how long would you say it took you to just get started? Like, for example, let's just say you went to YouTube University, looked at different videos on how to do Instagram ads and stuff like that. How long would you say you spent just trying to figure out how to do Instagram ads? What would you say?
A day. I'm not gonna procrastinate. I'm the type of person that, look, if it doesn't work, as long as I didn't kill anybody or nobody's going to jail, I'm gonna try it out and see what happens.
Yeah. And this is valuable. Everybody watching this, I want you to pick this stuff up. And the reason why is this information is out there. You can go on YouTube, how to do Instagram ads. And literally within one day, and the reason I'm passionate about this is there's estheticians that have been esthetician for 10 years, 20 years, and still don't know how to do Instagram ads.
Yeah.
And you can go there, spend one day. They have a step-by-step process.
I think a lot of people are over complicating things.
Yes.
If you are intelligent enough to pick up this phone and log into Facebook and go to this group to search for things in the search bar, if you can order a pizza or DoorDash to come to your place during lunchtime and to put your address in and to deliver you lunch, you can run an Instagram ad. It's not complicated. It's harder to do a Walmart job application.
True.
A Walmart job application is complicated as hell. If you can do a job application online, you can run an ad.
Dude, if you can do a thorough, like for the estheticians that do skincare, if you can do a thorough, eval on a client's skin, the form you're filling out, if you can do that, you can do, but so much of it is just not doing that. Spend one day, look at a couple of videos, and they'll go step one, do this. Step two, and I think what's weird,
and it's trial and error, because my audience and your audience are going to be two different people. My audience may respond better to words floating across the screen in Canva or actual video of me talking. Video is king. Every social media platform is gonna favor you in video over a picture. If you can get a before and after in a video rather than a picture, if you can get it in a reel rather than a picture, do it. Video is better. Even if you have to do a picture, if you have to do a flyer with words on it, make the words move across the screen. Make them move, turn it into a video. People respond better to video. Take it to Instagram, go through the steps, and test out your market. My people may respond better to waxing content. Your people may respond better to facial content. Then you break it down. What type of facial content? Are they responding better to relaxing, Namyo Horenge Kyo type stuff that's gonna make you fall asleep? Or are they gonna respond to like dermaplaning, microneedling, med spa type stuff? You have to throw stuff out there and test it. And if it doesn't work, leave it alone, go to something else. If it does work, dig deeper, get more specific, keep compounding on top of what works. That's all.
No, 100%. And one of the things that the estheticians, that are watching this, pay attention to here, Facebook, Instagram, Google, they want you to win. They want your ads to do well. The reason why is this: if your ads are doing well, they're going to do everything they can in their power to find the right audience, because if you do well and you're getting some wins, you'll spend more money. Right. So, but part of it is just exactly what you said, Shon, is the testing. Don't put one thing out there, put freaking $200 behind it. And if it doesn't do well, go, well, I tried. It's like, no, you tried this, you try the moving, you try the video, you try a couple of them, throw a couple of bucks in them, let them run for a week. And then it's just like anything else. This one did well. This one didn't do well. This one did well. Ooh, this one's doing pretty good. Let me put more behind that one, right? I mean, that's a lot of this is just putting that work in and just seeing how it works, and then putting more money behind the horse that's winning.
That's all.
Yeah, so it's like so many people are complicating it so much. It's like
Also,
so
Google is your number one. Google is the most powerful thing in the world. Google is so powerful. Everybody's gonna Google everything. So make sure your business has a Google page. Before Facebook and Instagram page, make sure it has a Google page. Make sure it's a Google business page. Also, make sure all of your clients are leaving you reviews. Before I even learned how to set up a Google sponsor ad account, before I even got that far, the first 2 years that people were finding me on Google, it was only because I had positive reviews, and Google itself was pushing my stuff to the top of waxing near me, Brazilians near me, blah, 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 in my city. And I was getting closer and closer to the top, not because of I hadn't learned how to spend money with Google yet. It was for free because of positive reviews. That's all. They are going to do it for you for free. Every positive review you get, you're going to get like at least 5 or 10 phone calls from it.
That sounds like a good thing. So I'm looking at your Google page right now. You got 148 Google reviews, it says. So how do you get these reviews? What's your process of
When I first started, I would tell people that if you leave me a Google review, I will give you $5 off your next service when you come in. And everybody was like, I left a Google review. I left a Google review. $5. It'll just automatically remind them or encourage them to do it. That was like my first year. After the first year, I stopped offering them money off, and I put it on the back of my business card. So when they were leaving out, they could scan the back of it, and I asked them within the next day or two, however they feel about their wax or their experience, if they could leave me a Google review, it would be good. And they just started doing it just because. So that's all. On their way out the door, I just asked them, could they leave one? So now I just ask them and see how they feel about it.
And no one's cursed you out. No one said bad things about your mama or anything like that. People either do or they don't, right?
Never.
That's it. So
I've
a lot of times, closed mouth don't get fed.
Yeah,
closed mouth don't get
that's
fed.
what it is. And it's convenience. You have to make it convenient for them. If they have to go find your Google page, most likely they're going to forget. If you get them a card and all they have to do is scan the back of this card and go straight to your Google review, you just made it so much easier. They can do it in a car. Like, it's so easy. Make it convenient for them to do it. Or when their follow-up, put it in the follow-up email, follow-up text message, put a link to your Google review there. It's easy. I can just click on it. Boom, boom, boom. I'm right there. Help me. Let me help you. Help me help you.
Hell yeah, dude. But by all means, like if I have a friend, even a friend, and I'm saying this just as, this is me, right? If I have a friend that's coming to my business or whatever, dude, I'll be like, dude, here, if you don't want to leave a review, here, give me your phone. I'll leave it for you, right? It's like, help them. Do everything you can. Do that or this or that. Worst case, otherwise, even just a 5-star review, whatever it may be, right? To kind of get that going. So, Shon, you work with other estheticians. You're in all these groups as well. What do you feel are some of the reasons the average esthetician, according to some statistics, they're all over the place, but it says they do about 30 to 40,000 a year. That's what the average esthetician, it's studies that I found, stats say they make. What do you feel are some of the reasons why estheticians are not doing better? What do you see are some of the things that they're maybe doing wrong or could be improved upon and things of that sort?
Anybody in the beauty industry, one of the things I preach to people when I mentor them is that you don't want to break your back. I'm already old. I don't want to be breaking my back. I don't want to be on my feet. The hairstyles, they call it being on your feet. You don't want to be on your feet forever. You don't want to be breaking your back. You don't want to be wearing your hands out. So you have to take some of that load off. And the only way to take that load off is products. you're just the esthetician, or you're a person that does lashes, or you're a person that does skincare. You're not a business unless you have a product to sell them. Because when people are leaving you, and it goes to retail, but it goes to retailing all the Skin Script, Circadia, whoever. It's easier. They already have it set up. They already have everything done for you. Basically, all you're doing is like a little drop shipping in between situation to make money off of it. You have to have a product to sell people to get some of that work off of you. And then if you want to put a little razzle dazzle on it, sooner or later you get to the point where you feel like you're an expert and you can give them a digital product, like a manual or an ebook or a class or something like that. If you've been an esthetician for 20 years, you should be teaching classes on state board prep. You should be teaching classes on how to do a basic facial for the girls that have been doing lashes straight out of school and they forgot how to do a basic facial. There are so many different things, avenues you can take to supplement your income where you're not breaking your bag.
100%.
Stop breaking your bag.
No, and you know, exactly, like, meaning the knowledge is wealth, right? If you've been doing it, you know how to do it. You know, it's not just working with the clients. There's so much more you can do, and education, coming up with an ebook, and a lot of this stuff is simple. It's like, it's just putting your information, talking something, and now with the tech, you can literally just talk into something, you'll write it in to something. You go on like Fiverr.
AI writes all my captions for Instagram now and Facebook. I don't write captions anymore. I put them in AI, Chat GPT.
Yeah.
And it writes the captions for.
It'll do the work. And all this stuff here.
Even video editing. There's an app called Video Leap. You can literally put the video in there. It does all the little cut and paste and makes it all the stuff, and it puts the music on there. It makes it very the time limit for social media. There's so many apps that you don't have to even, it becomes overwhelming. Think of making a video for a facial or for a service that you do, an eyebrow service. No, find you an app, plug that shit in there. It's gonna do it for you and pop it out, and then you just post it.
Yeah, and apps like Video Leap, and there's the like CapCut. I use CapCut. Video Leap is I've seen that around. There's so many things, and y'all, but here's the deal: you can't use that app unless you're making videos on a regular basis, right? Get your phone out; it's in your pocket, like you, even in your page, Shon. You know, I see you walking through your building. I see your suite right there. Have you booked an appointment? You know, classes, you know, this, pictures of
and listen to your clients. I had a client coming in, she met me off of Google. No, she met me off of Instagram. She said, I've never seen the inside of your building and the inside of your suite, the inside of your room. She was like, everything is so nice in here. She was like, if you had pictures or videos, I would have came a long time ago. But I've been watching you for a couple of months and I feel like now I want to come in, but I would have came a long time ago if I knew it was just so nice and relaxing in here. So guess what I did? I started posting videos on the inside of my listen to your people. They're gonna tell you what they want.
Dude, so critical right there. Y'all, like what Shon just said is gold. So, you know, listen to what people are saying. And for example, Shon just said it, you know, take a picture, give them a walkthrough of your suite, make it pretty, right? Show them, hey, this is what we're going to do here. We have this, we have this, we have these tools. This is what we work on. This is me. These are the directions. I remember before I gave video, hey, this is the outside of my building. So if you're coming for the first time, remember you can park right here. You know, all these things that are just making somebody more comfortable, because it is weird. Like Shon, I'm a weirdo. And, you know, it doesn't take much for me not to go somewhere. I'm like, you know what? I need to go to this place. I'm like, crap, maybe I don't know where to park. You know, I don't know.
Parking is so important.
Yeah.
Parking is so important.
Yeah. Right. Like it's small thing, just because like it doesn't affect, like, let's just say somebody else or that person doesn't think about it. Think about it from a client's point of view. So now Shon, a client told Shon, oh, if I would have seen this before, I would have came before. Boom. Right. This isn't hard stuff. It's just doing that. This is honestly, some of the services.
People getting services, beauty services, any type of grooming services, these days, you have to set yourself apart. And what I did was, I wanted my brand to be like a luxury type. Everybody is saying the word lux and luxury these days, and they don't even know what it means. or they don't know what it means to them. So to me, I'm like, okay, when I'm traveling, I want to be in first class. I want to fly first class. I want to stay at the nicest resorts. I want to go into a Louis Vuitton store because I want to know what the difference is walking to a Louis Vuitton store and how they treat you, because it's just a building with like windows and stuff and it's purses in there. So what the hell are they doing in there? And it makes it so different. As soon as you walk through those doors, you're treated like Beyonce. Everybody's Beyonce when they walk into a Louis Vuitton store. You're waited hand and foot. The person is waiting on you. You have your own personal shopper. It's an experience. And that's the same experience I give my clients. Nobody's ever waited on me in 3 years. They never had to wait for me to come finish with another client, to walk from the back of the room. I'm sitting there waiting on them like I'm their personal shopper, personal concierge service. I'm there. As soon as you walk in the door, I'm always ready. 15 minutes before your appointment, I'm gonna be sitting there waiting on you. And that makes such a big difference. When it comes to tipping, it makes such a big difference when it comes to keeping your clientele, keep them returning, and keep them talking about you. They're gonna talk about, oh my gosh, I had to wait 30 minutes and I almost ran late from lunch break because the esthetician was still working on this other girl and then she had me waiting. Da, da, da. I've heard those stories. I listen to those stories and I don't want to be like that. I never want to be like that. I hate waiting on people, so I don't do it to nobody else.
Right, and it's really important. It's critical when someone feels that way. And you know what's crazy, Shon? Like when I travel, like, similar to you, is like I travel business class. Once somebody has experienced business class or first class, what have you, it's hard to go back. Yes. People do not move backwards. Us humans, me personally, I am spoiled up the bejesus. And once I'm used to a service, like for example, Shon, with your service where you're waiting on me, you're doing this, you're asking this, you're super polite, you're attentive, all these things. If that person, for whatever reasons, because humans are always looking for better deals or this or that, they'll go to a Groupon or some shit like that. And they're like, oh, wow, I now remember what the difference is with Shon and this. When someone has, a certain level of class and they're like, they have tasted, the fruit, right? It's people don't like to go backwards. Like, I will pay more for that. I will go back
and
there.
People, yes, they don't understand that your location, the experience you provide, all that makes a big difference. I also have suite rentals. So I have 7 rooms inside of my building. I rent 6 of those rooms out to other estheticians. That is also a source of income for me. That's a whole nother thing. But I do have that as well. One of my girls told me that nobody would ever pay over $50 or $55 for a wax, a Brazilian wax in our city, because so many waxers are here. European wax. Then you have so many other sideline waxers, salons that are set up like European with a whole team of people. Then you have the individual people, and these teams of people are doing Brazilians for $25, $35 lunchtime. They have specials every single day of the week. Walk-ins, they're taking walk-ins every single day of the week. You can't compete with that. So $50, you're never going to be able to price point over $50. My first time wax now is $75. And my returning wax is $65. And I have no problem. I'm booked every single day from the time I get there to the time it's time for me to go home every week. I only work 3 days a week, thank God. But now when I do come in, I'm booked from the time I walk in to the time it's time for me to go. I don't really have much room in between my clients, but the amount of time I've already allowed it in between each client, that is it. I don't even eat lunch because I only work 6 hours a day.
Churn and burn, right? So when you first started your business, what were some of the problems that you ran into that you didn't expect?
Every problem that everybody's ran into, problems. I don't know. I always tell people having a business is like shooting at a moving target. So when people tell you about shooting at a moving target, you have to line everything how you want it to be. how you're comfortable. The point where you're comfortable shooting from, and you think you're gonna hit this target, and then it moves, and then you move, and now everything's different just in the next second. But you have to learn how to adjust. Things are gonna change every single day. You have to be good with adjusting very fast and keep going, because some people have to adjust and then they break down and start crying and then their whole world is over. Girl, we can cry later when we get home. We have to adjust right now, fix this problem, keep going, and then the emotion and all that good stuff can happen when we, when we're at home or whatever, or next week or something, when we put on a schedule. We don't have time for that right now. I think one of my biggest things where, I don't know, it's just so much stuff that goes wrong on a day-to-day basis.
Yep.
I kind of expect things to okay, I will say one thing. Learning how to create boundaries and learning what happens when I break my own boundaries. Just say, for instance, when I have a late policy.
Mhm.
If I have a regular client who's been to me 10 times and I bend my late policy for her, nobody knows that I'm doing it, but me and her. But at the same time, I'm doing a disservice to myself because she's been with me long enough. She should know by now what my late policy is. And I should not even have to have this conversation with her. But what I'm teaching her and teaching myself is I'm opening the door where most people would just take that one time. They're like, woof, sweat off my forehead. I'm going to be good from now on. But a lot of people will take advantage of that and they'll create this door and make it bigger and bigger, and they'll start taking advantage of you. And next thing you know, you have to either fire a client or you have to really have a sit down and become really hard ass with this client, because now you've broken your own rule and you've taught this client that it's okay to play with you in a certain kind of way. And now you have to have the hard conversation. I think a lot of people these days are so used to phones. We're not used to having hard conversations. Social work helped me out with that a lot. Having to have a conversation with a total stranger about becoming homeless all of a sudden, losing a job all of a sudden. So many different things are happening in that social work realm. Really hard, important things, life-altering things. I've learned how to have hard conversations with people who are strangers or people I know.
And it's important. It's like, here we're grown-ups, right? It's we're not trying to make somebody feel bad or this or just belittle people, but at the same time, I believe it's one of the most valuable things you can do, like you mentioned, for yourself and for them, because
then
if you let things slide, you're teaching them wrong.
Yes, and then what happens is then we become uncomfortable to have the conversation. Now we're getting ourselves upset. Yeah. And now I see so many estheticians in these groups where they come in here and they ask us for advice of how to tell a client this or how to tell a coworker this. I always think to myself, how old are you?
just tell them.
You don't know.
And you know what? Here in this world of politically correct, sometimes you just tell them, go, hey, you're late. What's going on? Hey, this is not acceptable. I'm not going to do this or do that. Nothing's wrong. But you know what, Shon, is funky. I think a lot of times people try to tiptoe around these things because a lot of people a lot of estheticians are thirsty because they don't have enough clients. If you have enough clients and things are going, you're not thirsty enough. You're not worried about losing somebody. I can give 2 Fs if somebody just walks out or this or that. But you have to be in a position to do that.
I think my clients appreciate me more because I'm very direct with them. Like you just said, like, what is going on? You just fell out of my 10-minute late policy. You're 11 minutes late. I canceled your appointment, Ryan, with a smile on my face. We don't have to be angry. And then what you can do is you can either take your ass home and book another appointment and you're going to lose your deposit, or you can sit here almost like a double dutch when I take the client who's on time, and then if I have time after them, because I'm fast, I do a Brazilian in 7 minutes. I'll have time. You just don't have to wait. The person who's there on time, they're gonna come and you're just gonna have to wait. If you want to sit here and wait, that's fine.
Yeah, don't penalize the next. Don't penalize the person that's on time, right? Exactly.
No
a lot of yeah. So what's something that you wish upon a star you had done earlier in your business, that because you've been in this, you've been in the thick and thin for 3 years now. What's something that you wish you would have implemented earlier?
Cutting off services that were a disservice to me. Really honing down on what I really love doing, what I love doing for people, and honing it down to like 1 or 2, maybe 3 things, and leaving it there, and really trying to narrow it down as much as possible. I wish I had done that in the very beginning, earlier on, finding out what I really like to do, because now I don't feel like I'm going to work. I feel like I'm going into a place where I'm going to get to talk to my girlfriends all day long. I don't feel like I'm going to work.
So in the beginning, you know, you were doing more. So why were you doing more in the beginning as opposed to?
I felt like I had to do everything in order to make all the money. So I felt like I had to do skincare, and I felt like I had to do microdermabrasion. I felt like I had to do the glow NAR is called, you can't say hydro.
Yeah, the face machine.
Yeah, the water facial.
Yeah.
Or I felt like I just had to do everything. Eyebrows. I took a $900 eyebrow course, so I felt like I had to do eyebrows because I had to make my money back. I felt like I had to take all the classes and do all the things, but the classes are okay because there's continuing education. You're going to need that every year anyway. But it's also to help you figure out what direction you want to go in. And I think, 3 years, I'm still new, really, as an esthetician, but I wish I would have narrowed that down a little sooner.
No, and you know what the cool part is, like when I believe a lot of estheticians, when you get first into it and try a lot of things, that's okay. To me, that's almost like general education, right? You're trying this, you're trying that. And then over time, because something that might seem like a good idea in the beginning is different when you're knee deep into it, like, right? So you tried this, you tried that, and then through that process, you found out, for example, yourself, you sound like you like the Brazilian, waxing a little bit more. And that just, you niche down into it. But I feel like I completely agree with you. I feel like a lot of estheticians are shortchanging themselves because they're offering so many services, and then they continue to take additional classes to learn something new. And I always feel, I'm like, you know what? If an esthetician is struggling now, spinning 3 or 4 different plates and services, adding another plate's not going to help, right? So I feel a lot of times, if you feel what you're really good at, that market is enough. There's enough of a market in any service where people can go dig deep and become better at it. So not doing more.
My first year, when I had everything on my menu, skincare, waxing, eyebrows, everything on my menu, I think I fell into that 38K number you were talking about earlier.
Yep.
In my first full year. And when I'm talking about these numbers, I'm not talking about rentals that I'm renting my suites. I'm just talking about me, myself, my own self working with my hands. I fell in about 38K. By year 2, which was last year, I did 99. Yep, I did 99. And I did 99 by going from working 5 to 6 days a week, working 3 days a week, from having all this different stuff on my menu to really narrowing it down to one specific thing. I feel like it helped me a lot. That was my saving grace. I feel like I don't get, even though some people will tell me, oh, I feel like I might be burnt out doing the same exact thing every single day. I tell them they probably don't like what they do to me. Because I don't feel like I'm working right now. And that's a good feeling.
And you know, it's kind of like any professional athlete, for example, if there's a basketball player, that basketball player can't say, oh, I'm getting burnt out from doing free throws, It's like you're practicing, you're getting better at your
Right.
field, your chosen profession. And that's just half of it, right?
Mhm.
So what lifts, I feel so much of this business is mental, right?
Yeah.
Like it's we are our own worst enemy at times when it comes to learning how to do an Instagram ad, putting yourself out there, whatever you may be, right? Why is that? Why do you feel a lot of folks are struggling with executing knowledge that's already there and they probably already know?
Confidence. I feel like people are confident in the treatment room, especially when if you talk to, because I have ones that were teachers, instructors and stuff at the school. If you talk to an esthetician that's been an esthetician for longer than like 5 years, people are very confident in the treatment room and very confident in the classroom. But when you open that door up to the whole wide world, people lose their confidence and they kind of feel like really small, and they'll compare themselves to like Beyonce's esthetician. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you even thinking like that? Like, we all are starting somewhere. And if you only compare yourself to your own self last year, that's what I do. I compare to myself to who I was last year and who I was the year before that. That's the only comparison I'm gonna be doing. Everybody else is just noise. I'm not listening to that shit. I'm zoning out everything. I will have other esthetician friends that are successful in their businesses. I can confer with them from time to time. I have other people in the beauty industry that I can talk to from time to time and get advice from. Then I have a mentor. I even have a few people that's outside of esthetician businesses. One of my close guy friends he owns a cleaning service, cleaning residential buildings. I want to talk to people who are in other businesses that are different from mine, but how they run and what type of problems they run into running their businesses as well. No, I hope I answered your question.
No, for
I can
sure.
I can go off the subject. Like, y'all gotta excuse me, I'm a rambler.
That's hey, you ramble well. You ramble well. You know, it's interesting. So one thing I recently heard that helped put things in perspective for me is somebody was asking, they go, is confidence internal or external, right? And a lot of people in the past, I would say confidence is internal, meaning it comes from within me.
Okay.
But what they said that really kind of got me thinking differently. They go, well, confidence is actually external. And what they mean by that is, for example, let's just say Instagram ads. You were doing ads. And you, in the beginning, you didn't know what you're doing. You went on YouTube, you did that out, you ran a couple, and then, you know, it started doing okay. It's like, oh, wow, I can do this. And then you tweaked it a little bit. So a lot of, I believe, confidence we get from doing a good job externally, because it gives us the confidence that I can move further now. I can do better now because of external work that I did within myself. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right. So like the more experience you have,
I can say I would think it's both.
Yeah, you know, yeah, for sure, right? But for me, it starts externally and then it builds internally. So for example, the first Brazilian you did, it might have been like, you know, whatever, and then second, then third, now 300, 400, because you did so much work externally, you build your confidence internally. So to me, a lot of this stuff comes from just learning something outside and doing that, like, wow, I can do this. And then I build it inside by the work that I'm doing, right? You know, you help more clients, somebody that does skincare, they're able to help somebody reduce their acne. They did this work externally. And now they go, cool, I got this. I can do this. I've seen that before. I've done this before. I know how to handle ingrowns better because of this or this or this.
And even you have to understand that you're the expert. You're the one with the license. People are going to listen to you because you have a license. You may have zero experience, only 1 day of real world experience.
One more than them.
Right. You just left and you just got your license yesterday. So you may have 1 day of experience. People don't know that. They only know when they ask you, you tell them, but you're the expert. You're the one with the license. So you should already have a confidence level that is enough where people wouldn't question you. My first year of doing waxing, a lot of people, when they finally got around to just general conversation and asked me how long I've been doing this, and I said I'm in my first year, a lot of them were like, I would have never thought that. I would have think you've been doing this for years because you're so knowledgeable. You're giving me so much information. That's another thing. I'm teaching them while I'm doing stuff. I used to do that with my skincare. I do it with Brazilians. I'm going to teach you what you need to be doing at home. But I'm giving them all this stuff. They're like, oh, I would have thought you've been doing this for years and years. It's just because it's like that thing. I'm faking it until I make it. At the beginning, I was acting so confident to the point where I was projecting confidence, where they just trusted me. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I knew what I was doing because I got my license or I got certified in it, but I wasn't as fast as I am now. I wasn't as efficient as I am now. I had to make a few mistakes. I had to make a lot of mistakes. In sugar waxing, it's called something called getting stuck. I had to get stuck a lot before I learned how to get myself unstuck.
And that's where I feel that's where you grow the most, because that problem, if that problem didn't happen or that situation didn't happen, you wouldn't know how to unhappen it for the future, right? So many times I believe, and so many times it's getting out of our own head. It's like, you know what to do. Sometimes it may not go according to plan, and that's okay. Because not everybody's skin is the same. Not everybody's hair is the same. This. But the more you do, and you just understand the process, and if stuff hits the fan, you're like, okay, we're here now. How do I undo this? And it's not like people are going to die. I don't know of too many people that have died in the process. And, some people, worst case scenario, somebody is unhappy or this happened or you lose a client. You're bound to freaking lose a client. I believe sometimes you're bound to mess up.
And a lot of people, I was scared at first and that's another thing. Do not be scared to put yourself first.
Yep.
You have a family at home and you have a schedule of how you want to work, the type of hours you want to work. Make sure you have that in the beginning set up and do not go outside of it, because these clients will be like, oh, you don't work on Saturdays? I really wish you worked on Saturdays. And next thing you know, you're going to start working on Saturdays and break your back on Saturdays and you don't really want to be there. Stop doing that. Do not do that. No, I don't work on Saturdays, but I can send you to somebody who I know that works on Saturdays. And don't be afraid, like you said, don't be afraid to lose a person, because if you lose one person because you don't work on Saturdays, you're going to gain 5 people because you stuck to your guns and you just go along. Your schedule just magically aligns with what they needed at the moment anyway.
So who do you turn to for your advice? Like when you go, like I know you mentioned before you have a mentor. What are some of the things that your mentors have taught you that have really benefited you?
To always remember that it's business and to take your emotions out of it. If somebody goes across the street to get a service, or they go to the girl next door, or if something happens with co-workers or somebody who works in the same building as you, remember that it's just a business thing. Like, the world is not over. Y'all don't have to like brawl outside and roll around on the ground. Like, it's not that serious. 9 times out of 10, everybody, all of us, are worried about our own business and our own family and what's going to work best for us. Nobody's really, pretty much, a lot of people aren't thinking about you to the point where they're just maliciously trying to sabotage your business or trying to out to get you. They just really don't care enough about your business. They care more about their own business. That's how people think. We all care. We're so self-absorbed with our own selves that we don't really care about what's going on next door. I don't care what my neighbor is doing. I care about my business and how that's going. So you always have to remember, people may not be consciously trying to step on your foot, but they may have by accident, but they're just really like in their own little bubble, thinking about what they have going on, because we all have 1,000 things going on. So just remember, at the end of the day, it's a business thing. Take your emotions out of it, and that way you won't hurt your own feelings, because you'll hurt your own feelings thinking that a client is your friend and, oh my God, they just broke my heart because they went to the girl across the street from me. It was just more convenient because you don't work on that day, or you were on vacation or whatever. Stop thinking that it's like Now you think you're not competent enough, or you're not a good esthetician because somebody went somewhere. No, that has nothing to do with that.
And the world doesn't revolve around you, right? And you know, really good point, Sean, because you can always depend on someone to keep their own self-interest first.
Yes, because
Right?
I'm do it.
So think of that when it comes to servicing your clients, to marketing, you know,
Mhm.
be in their shoes. Was this more
Yep.
convenient for them? Did
Yep.
this message resonate with them? You know, did you do a good job where they're more likely to do a review? Because people are lazy by nature. And, you know, I
Yes.
know I am, you know, it's like I always will
People
look
do
at
not
myself
read.
first.
People do not read. People do not read. People do not read. Sometimes, most times, you have to break it down like you're talking to a kindergartner and say, with a big red bow or a big red arrow, go in this direction to my booking site. When you get there, press this button to go in this. You have to literally, like you're talking to a kid, because people don't like, they're not reading all those instructions on your book. They're not about to do that. They're going to ask you to, well, what day or what time do you have on Tuesday? And if you train yourself to answer that phone and tell them what time you have on Tuesday, no, start training yourself to say, hey, I'm going to send you my booking site and you can go yourself and look, because I don't know the information off the top of my head and I'm at work. So I'm not doing that work for you. What you can do is you can go to my booking site. All the information you need is there. You can see this Tuesday and all the Tuesdays after that. And you can see what times I have available, and just be pleasantly tell them that you're not doing the work for them. Pleasantly tell them that you're not going to run me around in circles. Pleasantly set your boundaries with a smile.
You know what, and that's one of the areas that, like, for example, me, I'm a little bit more different with some of that, because like, for example, there's one ways to, when you lead someone to your booking. Another thing is, if I need something from somebody for me, like, for example, let's just say reviews, right? You know, I will work harder and go, hey, this is how we do this, or take it. You know, I want, like, there's certain things, if it's for me, I want to walk them through. I want to make it easier for them to leave but like you said, you have the QR, whether to scan this or do that, right? So certain things you want to make as easy. Well, everything you want to make as easy as possible, but I 100% agree with you, right?
Yes, we're going to make it as easy as possible for both people, for me and for the client, because I don't want to be frustrated in this whole exchange. So I really want my booking, my reviews, my aftercare. I want everything to be so easy that really you don't even have to talk to me really to get it done. At the last resort, you might want to, and then we can have a conversation about it. But honestly, if you really pay attention, I'm going to break everything down so easy for you. You won't even need me around.
See, and part of that process maybe is just because you've been doing it for the 3 years, you're paying attention to people. Like, for example, if I see someone's getting like hung up in this one area, hey, I was really having a problem with this. And then I'm thinking, okay, is it just them? Because they just don't know. But if I'm hearing it again and again, then it's maybe my process, right? Maybe I need to do something on my end.
Those are the type of things that are hitting a moving target. You always have to be aware of what's going on in your business, and self-awareness. Your business is yourself. So you have to be aware of how your business looks from the outside, from the client. You have to go on your booking site yourself, like you're a client, and book an appointment and know how easy or how hard it is. Walking in your own front door from out on the street, parking in your own client parking lot area, so you can know exactly how the customer is experiencing it. Yes.
Yeah, walk through it all, right? Walk through it. Have somebody else walk through it as well. Maybe they'll see something that we're missing. Maybe they're smelling something that we're used to smelling already, right? It's like what's that smell? It's like, what smell?
Yes.
I don't smell anything. Yeah, you live here. Of course you're not gonna smell it.
And do not be afraid to hire people to do their jobs. If you need a manager, hire a spa manager. That's what they're there for. They literally do that for a living. They're a spa manager. If you hire an accountant, you're not an accountant. Most of us are not accountants. Yeah, I mean, some of us might have an accounting degree, but most of us aren't accountants. So hire an accountant. Do not try to do that stuff yourself. You're an esthetician. You don't need to be even trying to worry yourself trying to do that stuff. Hire an accountant.
So do you mentor as well? Do you mentor
Huh?
as well? Do you mentor as well?
Yes, I do take mentorships. I take them in groups sporadically because I want to give people my full attention. So I usually take 5 at a time, have them for a few months, and then I'll release them back into the world. And then I'll take another group of 5. I can only usually hold 5 at a time. It'll be better once I finish my ebook and I can like massively give people a manual. My ebook is going to be balancing business is personal.
Yep.
It is. So it's going to be balancing home life and personal life and business at the same time. That's what I want to. Oh yeah, I'm in the process of doing that. I'm about to open my mentorship back up within the next week or so.
So what does that look like, your mentorship? Like when you bring people in, what are some of the things that you cover? What do you help them with? And what's been some of the
I should have pulled this stuff up. It can go anywhere from marketing, promoting yourself, establishing business pages, establishing booking sites. It can go as far as I've already got that stuff. So I want to establish my LLC in this state that we live in, LLC paperwork. I want to get an accountant. When is the right time to hire an accountant? Because I can be a 1099 self-employed employee for a long time, but when is it a time where I need to get an accountant? Well, how much money are you making? Like you said, if most estheticians are making 30 to 40, maybe you can skeet on by with just saving up enough tax money so you can pay taxes as a 1099. But if you make 100K, that's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be a big ass tax bill at the end of the year. You might not want that. So you might want an accountant. You might want to set up payroll so you can start paying taxes throughout the year, every pay period to kind of cover that as you go along. But you're gonna want somebody to take care of that type of stuff. Retail. Am I gonna retail people who are already established? Do I want to have my own product? Adore Me Dolls has its own 2 different salt scrubs and my own exfoliating brush, body brush. So how do you do that? How do you get that type of stuff started? We really could go in any direction. It depends on the person, the individual, where they need help at. I give them a list of all the areas and they can hone down to specific areas they want to go into. I have a girl, my very first mentee, she lives a couple of cities away from me. She wanted to start her own suites where she was an esthetician herself and she rented to other estheticians. And she just called me and said that she's ready to do her second building. So it just really depends on which direction you want to go in.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy, Shon? Like I don't endorse too many people. I don't think I endorse really anybody, right? Because there's so many people that will come up to me and say, hey, Wick, I'm releasing this course or this or that. And then I'll kind of, because I see what people do. Right.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention. I'm listening. I'm looking. Where's this person? And you're one of the few people that I've met that I've been following your journey, right? And I've seen, what you've done, where you started, how you're growing. And I'm just like, you're one of the few that I'm like, Shon knows what she's doing.
And I think the worst thing people can do as a mentor or a guru or a whatever you want to call these people, us people, is to tell people that this one blueprint can work for everybody.
Right.
Shit does not work for everybody. The things that I've learned from you and the things that I've learned from my own mentor, it's like out of the 100% of the things that come out of y'all's mouth, I might can take 25% of it because I'm not going to need everything. First of all, I'm not going to need everything that you say. But the 25% that I can use, I have to take it and then I have to tailor it and customize it and put it onto myself because it worked. You're telling me from your point of view. So I have to customize it, make it for myself and make it my own. And I probably only need 25% of the information to become successful. You're giving me all this $1 million, $billion information. And yes, if I took every piece of it, I probably could take over the whole world. But I'm gonna need at least 10 of me. I'm gonna need to be cloned. I'm gonna need at least 10 of me to do all of it. So I need to take the little bit that I can identify with and I need to tailor it to me. It's not a one size fit all thing. Everything that we say is not going to work for every person, but everything that we say is going to work for every person. Something is going to work for every person. If that makes
And the coolest part, right, Shon, and you know, and I love how you said that, is like, you don't need to take everything. And like before, in the past, what would happen is I would read a book and I would like read, you know, the reason I read books, especially like the self-help or these business, because I'm trying to find a tip, a trick, an idea that I can implement. You know, before what I would do is I would read the whole book. I would read the book. Now what I do is I'll read the book. I see an idea. I don't need the book anymore. I just need one or two ideas out of this whole book. And I'm like, ooh, let me put that. It's because the implementation and how it works with me, you know, that's when I'll find out, did this person's idea, I'm not saying if it works or not works, I don't know, but did it work for me? Right?
Exactly. We are not reinventing nobody's wheel.
No.
Nobody in this group is the first esthetician. Nobody in this group is the first marketing person. They're estheticians my grandma's age. I ain't did nothing that nobody else been already doing for years and years.
There ain't nothing new.
Like, there's nothing new. It's just, where do I fit into all of it? Where can I fit in it in my own little nook? And how can I make it, personalize it just for me? That's all. You just
and that's one of the reasons, Shon, like I really like what you do. Like I literally use your page as an example of what to do. I'll look at the content and they're like, Wick, I don't know what content. I'm like, freaking A, dude, don't here. I've said it millions of times. Don't reinvent the wheel. This is what Shon did. These are what Shon's results are. If you do something similar to what someone else has done, you may experience similar results. That's it. It's like, look, she did this. Here's a video of her suite. Here's a video of a tin of, you know, wax or this or that or whatever. It's like, just do that. Just it's, but the thing is, they'll look at it. I see so many people looking at content, getting more content, absorbing more content. It's like, you need to shut the F up and execute.
Right.
Because that's where you will experience, did it work for you or not? How did it work? And then go on to the next idea. One thing at a time. Just, did it work? Boom. Did it work? Boom. And then it just takes one. It takes one hit to maybe change your business.
All it takes is one hit, just like a track. Like, it only takes one little banger for you to get famous.
That's it.
You just need one hit.
You know, you can do like 2 videos or 3 videos or 4 videos, and on your 21st video, it might go viral and you'll get 10 clients out of it. Who knows?
And
right?
Repurpose your content. You can have an old facial. You can, if you are recording video of a facial, you can literally use that. You have 5 different parts of a facial. You have double cleanse, you got exfoliating, you got massage, tone, you got the steam. That's the whole, you have extractions. You can make posts about each one of those individual things on different days.
Yep.
You can have a day on Tuesday where you just talk about extractions and how softening the skin through steaming and how that's important for making extractions easier. That's one little part of a facial. You can take that facial and you can spread that out over 5 weeks and have content.
You know what's crazy? I think so many estheticians have such a big ego. And because I'll hear this, they'll go, but Wick, I talked about that last week. I'm like, dude, do you think everybody in the internet stopped what they're doing and looked at your post and go, okay, this is what Shon posted last week. I saw that video. It's like every now and then I'll go to the store, I'll get like a muscle magazine or I'll look at something. They all talk about the same shit. This is how you do a bicep. This is how you do abs.
Or take something that you were talking about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and talk about it again.
Yeah.
They say when you launch something,
no one's paying attention to y'all.
When you launch a new product or you launch a new service or you launch a sale or something like that, you need to be launching it at least every other week. You need to be relaunching it over and over again, because everybody needs to know about your new product. They need to know this week, and then they need to know not next week, but the week after that. They need to know every other week about your launch of your product. You don't just launch it one time and then think that just told the whole world. No, you have to keep launching it.
How do you come up with content? So for your content that you post, and how do you come up with that? How do you decide what to do, what not to do?
trial and error. I try to make anything content. When you do mostly Brazilian waxes, people are either going to be shut off from before and after hairy mound pictures.
Mhm.
I'm the type of person, I really don't care. You can be conservative all you want to. I don't give a damn.
Yep.
Judge me if you want to, whatever. A lot of estheticians do that, but a lot of them don't want to do that. So how do you make content then? Well, stirring your wax pot, talking about the temperature of your wax or the type of wax that you use, your wax mats or what you're having your client lay on, like the doctor's paper, like the tissue paper stuff, or you have an actual mat that you sanitize between each client. Talk about that, because most of them are really cute and they're pretty and people like to know what they're laying on. They like to know how you sanitize your bed or your room. Talk about how you turn your room down between each client. Talk about how you restock your materials. Do you do it for a week? Do you do it like for a month? Do you stock enough supplies for like 2 months? How do you do that? You can make content out of anything, honestly.
Yeah, just do it. Like, and I think one of the things I heard that I really liked is you don't even have to come up with content. Just document what you're doing, right? Just document.
Yes, document
You're
what
sanitizing. Just turn the freaking camera on. This is what's going on.
Yeah, a day in the life of an esthetician.
Yeah.
I'm in my room. That's so exciting to people. Nobody cares. But I mean, we don't care about you cleaning your room up, but people from the outside are like, oh, that's interesting. They'll watch anything. But
People like weird shit. Let them know, right?
But if you want purposeful content, you can have people love free information. They feel like you're doing something for them. They will trust you. That's how you're gaining their trust. So if you tell them something that all estheticians know, but most normal people don't know, you need to double cleanse. You need to wash your face twice at home. That is a tip. So many people, oh my God, I never knew that. Yeah. You really gave me this free information. Oh my God, she's giving me free information. So I'm gonna definitely book with her because she did something for me that I didn't know.
Yeah. And what's common knowledge for you, because you're an esthetician or somebody else is doing whatever, right? Isn't common knowledge. Don't be like, well, doesn't everybody know? No, the people do not know. There's people out there washing their face with Palmolive soap, dish soap, right? It's like freaking, that's the world we live in. So Shon, what's next level for you? Where do you see yourself in 5 years now?
In 5 years, I will not be waxing and working. I mean, not be on my feet. I'll be traveling the world. I'm just playing. I might still be working because I like working, but my plan for the next 5 years is to have a second and a third building. All my buildings are suites that are just for estheticians. I made that very clear that when we go to beauty school, we have girls that do nails. Some of us are the girls that do nails too. Girls that do hair, and they have their own environments to go into. Nail shops, hair salons, barbershops, stuff like that. We need something just for estheticians where they can do what I'm doing, but on a smaller scale of saying, okay, I just want a room, my own suite that I can be my own salon, but I don't have to go rent out a whole freaking building and do it like I did it. So I have this micro world for you where you can have your own salon with a sink in it and you can make it your own little world. And that's what I wanted for estheticians. So I'm going to do that. I've done it for 3 years now. So by the end of this year, I plan on having a second building and a third building. By the time I get 3 buildings now, I don't have to work anymore. So
bam,
that's the plan.
Oh yeah, and you know what? You're on track, right? Like I see again, keep doing what you're doing, and it's just like, shoot, like I'm learning from you, and that's one of the things that I always look for. Is I'm a student of the game.
I learn from other people. I'm always learning. I will tell people, one, I do not know everything, and two, if I don't know, I will find out for you, and I'll come back with the answer.
Yeah.
I always keep my mind open like that. I have a couple of clients that are police officers. One of them, she went to high school with me, and she told me that she told me how much money she puts into her, they put in and match into her 401k, her retirement plan. And I told her how much money I spend on frivolous stuff. And she's like, yeah, go ahead and start that. And that is one of my goals for the end of this year. Cool. We don't think about that type of stuff because so much money is coming in. A lot of us don't think about retirement. When I'm too old to be working, what am I going to be doing? Yes, I want to have all these businesses set up, but I also want to have, if I can just throw away this amount of money on this thing, then I can fast forward, I can save as much money as somebody who's been working for the last 14 years as a police officer. I can save the amount of money in 14 years in 2 years that she did, because I'm making money so fast. I need to make sure that I am getting ready to, from day one, get ready to retire from day one. Just keep that in mind. From day one, you need to be getting ready to retire.
And because I see a lot of estheticians out there that they want to do something similar. They want to get like a building. They want to be able to rent rooms. They want to do this. And that's one of the coolest things about this group is we have someone like you, Shon. And I encourage every esthetician out there, if you're looking for mentorship or you just got advice or you want to talk about, getting that, what one person can do, anyone can do. And it's just so cool to have someone like you, Shon, where someone can hit you up and go, hey, what's up with this and what's up with that, and you having these programs. All right. So anything else I missed? Anything else you want to talk about that you feel has helped your business? Any other advice that you want to give any other esthetician out there?
Anybody who sees this video, you can add me as a friend. You can follow me. I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina. Send me a message, even if you just want to say hi, even if you just have a question or so. It may take me a little bit, to get to it, but I will definitely get to it, even if it takes a day or so. But yeah, just stay in there. And my biggest thing is find you a mentor. And not necessarily me, not necessarily somebody like Wick. Find you someone that you can identify with on some type of level.
Yep.
Not go out here and get no $1 million mentor that has 1 million clients and they're not even gonna remember your name. Don't do that, because you're gonna be wasting money. Get you a mentor that is going to be on a smaller scale of things, and they'll actually remember who you are.
And 100%, right? And I'm saying I will reiterate what Shon just said. It's like when you're finding a mentor, if, for example, if I'm making 30,000 and I go, okay, let me go up to 75 or 100, right? Some people go, oh, I want to find $1 million mentor. It's like, dude, they're going to put you in with the whatever they do, the rotation, give you a workbook to do and go, hey, do this workbook. And I'd rather work with someone like Shon or somebody that's a little bit more personal and they can work with me individually, right? So be careful who you give your money to. I know so many people, and that's why I do not encourage going to a lot of mentors that are out there. It's like I do tell them, don't do it. Don't spend your $5 grand, 20 grand, whatever on somebody unless one, they are where you want to be, two, they're willing to give you that personal thing, and they have the results like Shon does. So you want a building and you want to rent out rooms, Shon's a great person. Talk to her about how did you do this? How did you start? How did you find a building? What were some of the issues?
Start with the free information. You don't have to pay anybody. Don't even pay me yet. Go on my page and find the free information first. Go get the free stuff. Soak in all the free stuff. Do your homework. Do the research. Get the free stuff first and see how that goes. And then go from there.
Yes. All right, y'all. Shon, stay on for a minute. All right, everybody. So thank you so much. I want to thank Shon again. Please reach out to Shon. She is somebody I follow, I learn from. I've seen her and her business and where she's gone. And I've also seen her drunk videos. So those are very entertaining as well. Shon, hey, we gotta do what we do, right? We work hard to play hard, right? That's the purpose of life. Do what you do, take care of your loved ones, be joyful, be respectful. Be amazing, because it pays so well. All right, how do I turn this thing off? Stop recording.